Welcome to StriveScan College Launchpad. We're so excited to have you participating in this event. We have some fantastic schools here with us today to share more about their school and their business programs. Each school will have 6 minutes to share more about their institution, but they'll stay around for some Q&A at the end of this session. My name is Danielle, and I will be your facilitator. Before we get started, I want to share a few housekeeping items. Your camera and microphone are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. This is just one of the many different sessions that are taking place, so be sure to check out the schedule on the website. And this presentation is being recorded and will be available at strivescan.com/launch. I'd now like to turn it over to our first presenter, Maine Maritime Academy.
Thank you very much. I'm going to get my screen shared here. So just bear with me for a quick moment. So my name is Elizabeth Allaby. I'm an admissions counselor at Maine Maritime Academy. We are located on the coast of Maine. So you can see right here on our campus, we're directly on the ocean in Castine. So we're about an hour away from Acadia National Park and about an hour away from Bangor, in case you've ever visited. And as the name implies, we are very much focused on the Maritime Academy. And so I will certainly highlight our unique business program with a focus on international logistics. And I'll just tell you a little bit more about our programs because it helps to contextualize who we are as a school. So we are a small school and we specialize in engineering, transportation. So the students that you see here in uniform, they're earning alongside their bachelor's programs, these large Coast Guard licenses to be able to work on any size commercial vessel you can think of in waters all over the world. And we also offer ocean studies. There's that student on the right, and we offer business. We're a small school, right around 950 undergraduates. And because of that, you're going to have access to small class sizes. And we're not all about the academics. There are plenty of ways to have fun, get involved on campus. You can take out any of our fleet of vessels since we're right on the coast in the afternoon. So even if you're not getting that unlimited tonnage or any types of Coast Guard licenses, you can still take advantage of our waterfront. So especially notable for the business students. So as I mentioned, the engineering and the transportation programs are preparing students to work out at sea aboard different size vessels. So engineers are learning how to keep all the moving mechanical parts of the ship moving, and the transportation folks are learning the navigation and the communication skills to actually move that vessel from one port to another. But what I really wanted to highlight was our international business and logistics, otherwise known as our management program. It is a unique program in that we have that focus on global supply chain management, or that word logistics, something that we've probably all heard in the news a lot in the last couple of years. And as we know, logistics is all about moving from people or goods from point A to point B. And the majority of our material goods will be moved on cargo vessels. So it's truly excellent for these business students to brush elbows with future marine engineers, future deck officers, and really learn the maritime industry from the inside out, learn what goes on at ports, how to actually get those goods loaded on or off of a vessel. And it can be a little bit more than that too. So we've had business students in the past go on to work for companies like Amazon, talking about moving things from point A to point B, to work for companies like Tesla because they're able to source some of those rare metals needed for the Tesla batteries. So it's this unique program with that focus on trade, on global logistics. The last program that we offer is our ocean studies. So if you're also interested in maybe having an environmental sustainability or marine biology minor to parallel with your business major, we have that as well. So one hallmark of our education is its hands-on focus. So even for the business students, we do have some different labs for you. There's the logistics lab. I think this last year they simulated what it would take to manufacture tons and tons and tons of skateboards. So there's actually some skateboards, trucks, the wheels, the hardware. How do you get all of that into one facility so you can make the product and then load it out. And we do have different capstone projects as well, in which you'll use computer simulation models to basically act as though you're a CEO, right? You started a company, and what happens when the labor market turns? What happens when there's inflation? What we're experiencing right now, alongside all these other labs that are listed up here that are suited for the engineering, the transportation, and the ocean studies departments. So you might have noticed in some of the pictures, students in uniform. It is a requirement for our marine engineers and marine transportation students, though it is open voluntarily to everybody else. We do get quite a few business students who opt to join the regiment. It is not any type of military requirement, although it looks like it. It's just this professional preparatory program to get you ready to hold a leadership position. Specifically, it started in order to prepare students to work out at sea, because if you are responsible for millions of dollars worth of cargo or 5,000 human lives, better know what you're doing, know when to show up, and know how to lead a group. So that is what the regiment enables folks to do, and that's why we have voluntary students in business as well who join the regiment. Last, for the summers, we keep you busy, so business students specifically will have to do a couple of different internships, and we help you find those summer opportunities. We connect you with companies, we prepare you for your interviews and your resume. So you might wind up on a boat, you might wind up in a port, or you might wind up really anywhere, especially within our business program. And again, we help you find those different opportunities. Here's a selection of some of the places that our students will go, both over the summer and when they graduate. So as you can see, we're pretty widespread. I'll end here, just so you know a little bit where we stand amongst the other colleges in New England. So if you're interested in Maine Maritime Academy, feel free to drop me a line in the Q&A or in the chat. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Our next presenter is from Sacred Heart University.
Thank you. All right, so let me just put that into presentation mode. So hello, everyone. My name is Katie Radigan. I'm one of the directors of admissions here at Sacred Heart University. So I'm just here to talk a little bit about our business program here at Sacred Heart University. So just a couple quick background facts. So we were founded in 1963 by the Diocese of Bridgeport. We are the first Catholic university in the US to be founded by the lay people, and that's where we get the name the Pioneers. We are the second largest Catholic university in New England with total undergraduate enrollment of about 6,000. And then when you include graduate students, it comes to about 9,000. So we are located in Fairfield, Connecticut, about 50 miles north of New York City, and about an hour and a half south of Boston. Here are some of the national endorsements we continue to receive year after year. And then here is our Jack Welch College of Business and Technology. So we do have a lot of undergraduate business programs that we offer to students, ranging from accounting and information systems to fashion marketing and merchandising. These programs also do offer a fifth-year master's program opportunity, whether you want to do an MS in finance, management, sport management. We have a fifth-year MBA, so students can actually apply to that their senior year and continue school for one more year. And one fun little thing about that is you can actually double dip some of your courses from senior year into your graduate program. So very easy way to jumpstart that. And then we do have a lot of undergraduate technology programs as well: computer engineering, electrical engineering, computer science. Our game design and development is a growing program on campus. We also offer cybersecurity and information technology. So before I get to the pictures of some of the facilities we have for our business students, I do want to mention that we do have a lot of internship opportunities, and that's through the Center for Career and Professional Development. So all business students do require an internship in order to graduate. So we have the Center for Career and Professional Development, who helps students find those internships. They help with the interview prep. And then when it comes time, they will also help you find employment. So we do have a 99% full-time employment or graduate study placement rate within 1 year of graduation. So all students coming to Sacred Heart, when they graduate, have some sort of idea as to what they're doing next. And then here are some of the internships and outcomes we've seen over the past few years. We have the Big Four for a lot of our accounting and finance students. A lot of people will actually go to New York City to complete their internships, but with the Center for Career and Professional Development, you do have that option to either stay on campus and complete an internship, or wherever home is for you, you do have that option to work with them to kind of find that opportunity so that you can go home for the summer, be with your friends, and also get some work experience. So one other thing I will mention is studying abroad at Sacred Heart. So it's definitely something we encourage every student to take advantage of while they're here. You can go for a full semester, a 2-week intersession, summer courses. We do own 2 campuses, one in Luxembourg and one in Dingle, Ireland. A lot of our business students will actually opt to go to Luxembourg for a semester. Some students will actually complete their MBA over in Luxembourg. We do have that option as well. But if Luxembourg or Dingle don't interest you, particularly, we do have 60 other programs in 30 other countries around the world. So West Campus is home for our Jack Welch College of Business and Technology students. West Campus was actually purchased back in 2016 from General Electric. They moved their headquarters up to Boston, and then we acquired this land. So we've been working on turning West Campus into less of a corporate feel and more of an academic setting for students. So we have the Idea Lab in there, which is modeled after Yale's Makerspace. So this is a place where, you know, especially business and I just blanked on what it was. I'm so sorry. For our business students to really get hands-on and learn more and start to build things from the ground up. You know, we do offer classes like entrepreneurship. So sometimes for those entrepreneur students, they want to kind of build prototypes for these things. So the Idea Lab is a great way for them to get hands-on with that. And then we do have the Verizon iHub over at West Campus as well. We purchased this little area within West Campus. We started working with Verizon back in 2019, right before the pandemic actually started. And the Verizon iHub is actually a spot for local business owners to come rent out space to grow their own companies right from our campus. Students do actually have the option to intern with those companies, so that's a great way to get your internship credit without even leaving campus. And that is all I have on my side. So thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for that great presentation. Our next presenter is going to be Suffolk University.
Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen. My name is Ayn Naimi. I am the Assistant Director of Admissions and the Coordinator for Access and Inclusion for Suffolk University. And I want to give you some information about our school and also highlight our business program. So Suffolk University is a private institution. We're a small school located in downtown Boston. As you can see, it's very centrally located. We also have a campus in Madrid, Spain. So students can start in either location right within their first year. Our undergraduate population is a little under 5,000 students. So there's a lot of focus on having that intimate experience and having one-on-one interaction with your faculty and professors, and also just kind of receiving that information directly from them, but while also still being in an urban setting where you're still meeting a lot of new people and interacting with the city. As you can see, our faculty to student ratio is 1:14. Our average class size is 21. And there are a lot of different ways for you to apply yourself while within the city of Boston, but also being a Suffolk University student. In terms of area of studies and academics, we have 2 schools, our College of Arts and Science and the Sawyer School of Business. So I'm hoping that you can see the different academic offerings that we have, and you can see the different majors. I would say that what makes the academic experience unique is, as a student, you are fully submerged in all of these different areas of study. So you have the ability to be in an interdisciplinary focus where you could have more than one major, you can have more than one minor, and really apply yourself through the different offerings and not just specifically one area of study. So while we do have two different schools, you'll be applying directly into the major and not necessarily to that specific school. So kind of the boundaries there don't really exist in terms of combining different areas of study and taking advantage of the different academic offerings. Specifically, business at Suffolk, like I mentioned, is housed under our Sawyer School of Business. There are multiple majors that we offer in terms of management, accounting, entrepreneurship, international business, law and business, and all of those are also offered on the minor level. So think of them as your foundation. Within your first year, your classes will be general, kind of just grounding you within the business concepts and just getting you to think in that mindset. But then after that, you'll become more specialized. And I think that time is very important for students to figure out their interests and really what they're looking for. And that's where the small size of the school becomes key, because you're able to figure out these different interests and take classes without risk, but also get constant feedback from the faculty and the environment that you are in. Another important aspect of our business program is our location. So like I mentioned, we are in downtown Boston and we're surrounded by a lot of different companies and firms that are looking for Suffolk students. We have been in downtown for a while and we have been supplying them with undergraduates who are eager to learn. So think of your curriculum as very much rooted in that interdisciplinary experience, but also into the experiential learning aspect. So you see our students having more than 3 internships throughout their time, while at the Sawyer Business School, they're doing these internships during the school year, during the summer as well. A lot of students incorporate global business within their curriculum as well, either by going abroad for a semester or studying in Spain. So while in Spain, you're still in Madrid, you're still in a large hub, and you can also do internships and have whole jobs within the financial market within Madrid as well. So you could see that it's very much focused on that urban experience. It's focused on the global aspect, but also having you participate in a lot of different disciplines, not just that business focus. And in terms of return on investment, there are a lot of different aspects of our business program that are recognized, as you can see. And all of these things also feed directly into your employability and also your access to employment and internships. You can see our students are being placed in a lot of different firms. Some of them are in Boston, but some are around the country and around the world. And that small hands-on experience really lends our students to have a lot of skills that make them competitive within the job market after they graduate from our institution. As a student, we talked a lot about experiential learning. You'll have access to the Career Development Center, which has a lot of different resources that prepare you to find your passion, but also connect you to those places where you can find these positions, whether it be internships or jobs, by attending fairs, having one-on-one counseling, developing your cover letters and resumes, which are actually part of your curriculum, but then outside of the curriculum, you still have professionals that will step in and help you. And you can see that our students, after they graduate, they either choose employment and they're placed in directly within their field, or some students will continue on and seek higher education, like master's degrees. We have 4+1 programs and other aspects that students can participate in to kind of further their journey within the business. In terms of our application process, and I mentioned briefly because I know my time will be up soon, we don't have any specific requirements for you as you apply to us. We're test optional. Our university is built on access, so that's really our focus, is to allow students the opportunity to study business if that's really their passion. So in terms of math, anything like that, no really additional courses are required of you to apply into the business program. And with that, I will yield back to you.
Thank you. Our next presenter is Champlain College.
Thank you so much. Hi, everyone. I'll be chatting today about Champlain College. Get this loaded and ready to go. All right, so Champlain College is also in New England, like many of the schools you've heard from so far. We are a small private school located right in the heart of downtown Burlington in Vermont. Burlington is the most populated city in the state of Vermont, and it's a very big college town, with Champlain College being one of the smaller schools in the area. Our average class size at Champlain is about 16 students with a 12-to-1 student to faculty ratio. So you, again, get a great opportunity to get to know your professors very well and be a part of our tight-knit community in a very vibrant and young city. So Champlain's educational approach is really designed in a way to allow students to prepare for their future careers right away. So students are diving right into their major-based classes from day one through our upside-down curriculum, which allows you to take 4 full years of your major-based courses, make sure you're on the right path for yourself, and graduate with a highly marketable resume, several internships under your belt, and all of the information you need to land that dream job. Students are taking 2 other programs along with their major-based courses: our core curriculum, which teaches a lot of transferable skills, as well as our career flagship program called the Insight program, which is designed to teach career positioning skills and financial literacy. All 3 programs are required for all of our students, and again, are completed all 4 years. So at Champlain, we offer 32 career-focused majors that fall under 4 divisions, all of which are listed up on the screen right now. But of course, we're going to speak for a moment about our Robert P. Stiller School of Business. Our Stiller School of Business is our longest running program. Champlain did start as a business school back in 1878. And the mission of the Robert P. Stiller School of Business is to develop the strengths, integrity, expertise, and entrepreneurial mindset of aspiring and innovative professionals with a goal of driving positive change in their lives, workplaces, communities, and the world. Here at Champlain, we offer a comprehensive business curriculum that features extensive real-world experience and covers both the basics and the complexities of how business is conducted in the global community or global economy, sorry. Our graduates are not only prepared to thrive in this accelerated age, they are also set up to make a lasting impact through their work. It is this high standard of education that sets the Stiller School and its graduates apart from the competition. Our strengths-based approach to education and advising helps students determine who they are so they can choose programs and courses that align with their passions. 92% of the Stiller School class of 2021 were employed or continuing their education within 6 months of graduating. So there's a lot of opportunity to do internships while you're at Champlain, which we'll talk about in a moment, which lead directly into jobs upon graduation. As you can see, we have multiple majors that fall under our Stiller School of Business, but of course, our business administration program is very extensive. We actually allow students to choose a concentration if they choose, which is built directly into the major to hone their experience within the alumni and employer informed curriculum. Students can choose concentrations, everything from activist marketing, business analytics, business law, cybersecurity, global business, human resource management, information systems and technology, innovation and entrepreneurship, and management. Again, all students at Champlain are required to complete at least 1 internship, but a majority of our students are doing 2 or more. Students are completing their internships through Champlain, like the Center of Innovation and Entrepreneurship. We have opportunities to complete internships in the local Burlington area, at home during your summer break, or international internships while studying abroad. These are some of the local businesses that are also global businesses, but they have a lot of them had their headquarters right in Burlington that our students are doing their internships with. Of course, Ben & Jerry's, 7th Generation, Burton Snowboards, Magic Hat Brewery, as well as the University of Vermont Medical Center, Amazon, GE. Study abroad is really popular for Champlain. We have 2 international campuses for our students to study abroad in: Dublin, Ireland, and Montreal, Canada. English is a main spoken language in both cities and offers extensive internship opportunities based off of all of the majors that we offer. We have a really active student body at Champlain. They're doing everything from clubs, organizations, sports, and as I mentioned, we have programs like our Center of Innovation and Entrepreneurship and our Leahy Center for Digital Investigation and Cybersecurity that our students are very active in. As I mentioned, we are located right in Burlington, Vermont, great downtown area within a walking distance of our campus, with an airport about 15 minutes from our campus. So it's really easy in and out. It gives you both the opportunity to have city life, and since we are in Vermont, you get to get out in the country a little bit as well. Skiing and snowboarding, of course, is very popular with all of our students, but we get all of the seasons, so a lot of students are out on the lake when it's a little bit warmer. As you can see, just a little overview of Burlington itself and Church Street, which is our downtown area students can walk to from campus. Our students in their first year are choosing Victorian era mansions to live in as their residence halls, as we're in that historic area of Burlington. And as I mentioned earlier, our students are being placed in jobs within 6 months of graduating, if not earlier. We have extensive financial aid to all of our students, and every student who applies is considered for merit-based aid. We do early decision and regular decision. Early decision applications are due November 15th and then January 15th for regular decision. Admissions counselors are helpful through all of that if you want to learn more. We can also talk about what makes up a Champlain application, but we are test score optional and there's no app fee, so it's free to apply. If you would like to explore our campus, we are hosting visits daily. You can go to champlain.edu/visit to register for information sessions and campus tours, and you can reach out to our team at admission@champlain.edu. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Our last presenter is the University of New Hampshire, and I want to encourage our attendees to use the Q&A to ask questions throughout this presentation, but also stick around after this particular institution speaks. We're going to come back for some Q&A. All right, turning it over to you.
Great, thank you so much. Let me just work on sharing my screen. Alrighty, good evening, everyone. My name is Rachel Kim, and I am the Assistant Director of Undergraduate Programs at the Paul College of Business and Economics at the University of New Hampshire. I am joined by my colleague, Mian, from the admissions office, who I'll turn it over to at the end to talk more about the admissions process at UNH. At Paul College at the University of New Hampshire, our students really have the advantage of the small college feel. So they are able to have intimate relationships with their peers, faculty, and staff members, but they are also given the opportunities and resources that are available at a major research university to really allow them to explore in the arts and the social sciences, and just to network with folks that are not directly in their field, but outside of their field as well. We are located in Durham, New Hampshire, which is in the seacoast area of New Hampshire. We are really located in the middle of everywhere. As you can see, we are just an hour north of Boston, an hour south of Portland, an hour south of the White Mountains, and just about 15-20 minutes from the ocean. There is an Amtrak station right on campus that brings students right down to Boston and also up to Portland, Maine. So it's really easy to travel around campus and off campus as well. We are a medium-sized university with around 15,000 students, and we are one of the top 10 safest college towns in the United States. Paul College is a CSB accredited, which is the highest level of accreditation that a business school can hold in the world. And from the latest Poets and Quants ranking, we are number 59 among the best undergraduate business schools in the country. And we are ranked the second highest ranked public school in New England. The unique thing about our faculty is that all classes are taught by full-time faculty and not by teaching assistants. And our faculty members are still very active in their respective fields and are still active in industry. They're also producing high-quality research in high-quality academic journals. So our students are being taught very real-world and relevant issues and content, which makes us really big leaders in the world of business, economics, and hospitality management. Just some career outcomes. As you can see, these are some of the companies that our students are doing internships with or getting hired full-time after their undergraduate degree. We have an extremely high employment rate post-grad. 96% of our students have some type of full-time employment 6 months after their graduation. And around 86% of our undergraduate students are at least doing one internship during their undergraduate time or a very similar professional experience. We really encourage our students to be doing at least one internship during their undergraduate time so that they are exploring and experiencing different types of fields so that they can gauge what it is that they want to go into post-grad. Some of these companies are coming directly to campus to actively recruit our students, but also to do special programming with them, such as resume review nights, doing different mentorship programs, and also just helping them to be able to present themselves in a professional setting. Paul College has 21,000 alumni worldwide. The benefit of this is that Paul College alums are looking to hire Paul College students. So our students are able to network with extremely successful business leaders and be able to gain different internship opportunities or full-time employment just through our extensive alumni network. So what can you study? We have 4 majors in Paul College. We have business administration, which is the largest major at the University of New Hampshire. Under this major, students are able to option in 7 different concentrations. Every single student needs to declare at least one, but students are able to double option. For example, we are seeing a lot more students doing a double option in finance and information systems and business analytics, or doing a double option in marketing and also finance. We have 2 economics tracks, one in analytical economics and the other degree is a Bachelor of Arts. It will really depend on where your interests lie. So if you're looking for more of that quantitative experience, then analytical economics will be a good fit. But if you're more interested in macroeconomic policies or more of that qualitative lens, then the BA in economics will be a great fit for you. We have a dual major in eco-gastronomy. You might have never heard of eco-gastronomy before, but basically it is the art of food science or where your food is coming from. And that is a great dual major for students who are looking to major in hotel and hospitality management. We have the 2nd oldest hospitality management program in the country. So definitely a lot of tradition through our programs. And we really are the leaders in this area, being so close to the Seacoast area and also Boston. Some major hotels are having our students do really great internships with them. We also house a lot of different minors, as you can see here, in really all of the majors that we offer, but also some specialty programs in leadership, sales, sports management, and tourism management. We have something called the First Year Innovation Research Experience, and this allows students to really connect and get mentoring in their first year. Every student will have a peer mentor and be in a team of other students. And we really are leaders in experiential learning. We have the business and practice program that allows students to gain real-world experience. So just flipping through really quickly, we have a lot of different student organizations that our students can be a part of, and every student has professional advising and career advising as well.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. You all shared such great information about your schools and your business programs. And so I think this is a great opportunity now to highlight one particular program or one particular fact or feature that you want our attendees to remember about your business programs. So we'll start with our first presenter of the evening, which was Maine Maritime Academy.
Yeah, thank you. I would say logistics. That is the best word to describe our business program. So if you, again, would like to be part of that global supply chain management, there's no better school to do it than at a maritime school, which is, you know, the literal vehicles, right, of a lot of the supply chain management. If you look at what's going on in the port of LA, I think the ships are still backed up. Certainly, you're probably noticing that at the stores, and this is what our business students do. They solve these challenges.
I would say the class sizes at Sacred Heart, the average class size is about 23 students. You know, that student to faculty ratio is 14:1. So you really do get to know your professors. They learn about your interests. They can help you find, you know, different career paths to think about. So I would say just the personalized touch the professors bring to the classroom, just based on the class sizes.
For Suffolk University's Sawyer School of Business, I would say that you should remember our location being right in downtown Boston. It really gives you the tools to develop your skills in the classroom, but also apply them right outside of your building within the firms and the businesses that are located right in downtown. But then you're also getting that strong attention from your professors and faculty just because of our small size as well.
With Champlain College, I'll mention again the upside down curriculum with the career focus. So Champlain and our business program, our Sawyer School of Business, is definitely a great opportunity for students who are looking to come into college with a really career focused mindset. You're ready to dive right in to learn everything you need and all of the skills that you'll need to be successful right upon graduation. And the other courses that go hand in hand with the upside down curriculum, so doing your major classes all 4 years, the Insight program where you're learning everything from career positioning skills and financial literacy built directly into your curriculum, is a great opportunity to make sure that not only will you be able to get right into your dream job upon graduation, but you'll also know how to be a self-sufficient adult.
And at Paul College at UNH, one thing that I want you to remember is that we are leaders in experiential learning. So you really gain a lot outside of the classroom, aside from all the textbooks, as we have industry professionals that come directly to campus. And it's part of your curriculum to be engaging with industry professionals.
Thank you. So all of your institutions are pretty different. So what advice would you give students as they are approaching the college search process?
That was a great question. And my best piece of advice would be, don't limit yourself. So apply to big colleges, apply to small colleges, because you might not know what's the best fit for you until you get that application in. You start to engage a little deeper with the school. I know, being a small school like we are on the coast of Maine, it's quite rural. Once students come on the campus, they see it, they meet the professors, it can really be a game-changing experience. On the flip side, if you come to a small college and you really prefer those city amenities, then that's an important thing to know about yourself. So definitely explore all your options and don't limit yourself.
I would say my best piece of advice would be to reach out to us with any questions you have. We're actually not that scary. We once went through the process. We know that you guys are getting information from 100 different sources at this time. So, if you have a question, don't just assume you know the answer because your friend told you. Reach out to us. We definitely know the information and we're happy to relay it to you.
I agree with everything that has been said so far, definitely. And this is kind of advice for down the road if you're gonna be in your senior year, starting to fill out your application. This is something that you'll realize is that we really don't know what you don't tell us. So make sure you take advantage of the application process and fill out all of the sections to their fullest extent, just so you can give us context. You all went through a lot over the last couple of years with COVID. So definitely feel free to explain anything that might not be obvious to us so we can take that in consideration and also reach out for sure.
Well, I agree. I definitely agree with everything that has been shared so far. All really, really great advice. I'm going to take in a slightly different direction. I know we also have some parents on with us tonight. So both for students and parents, create a new email address specifically to give to colleges. You're going to get so many really important communications. And sometimes you lose some really important information amongst all of your other things that you've got going on in your email. So if you create an email address just to send to colleges, it makes it a lot easier to keep track of everything and organize it based off of institution. So that as you whittle down your list and you figure out what some of your top schools are, it's easier to keep track and know exactly who to reach out to.
Perfect. Now, I get to hop in and share some advice from the University of Hampshire. My name is Nia and I'm an admission counselor. So I would say, kind of going along with what Blair from Champlain was saying, I think it's good to keep track of, all of the colleges and university. And I think when you keep in track of these colleges and university, really make note of the point differentiation, right? So for example, as Rachel mentioned earlier, UNH is really known for that hands-on learning, the access to opportunity. So when you look at colleges and university, deciding who to apply to, and then of course, when the time comes right around May 1st, who to commit to, that will really give you a sense of, is this school a good fit for me, right? Because we got to look at not only the financial fit, but also the academic fit, the social fit, and that holistic experience. So that's something I strongly encourage folks to do, is starting that research and tracking everything, so that when the time comes to make that big decision, it'll be much easier on you, your parents, everybody involved.
That's wonderful advice. Thank you all for sharing that. And I especially appreciate you sharing advice to the parents as well. That's great. Thank you. All right. Our last question is, what is one myth that you would like to debunk on the college admission process?
I think what comes to mind for me is to sort of demystify the essay, because there's so much pressure and stress put on the essay. I read the applications, and the essay is my favorite part, because that's the primary component in which you, the student, can actually show your voice, right? So don't necessarily be concerned, do I have the most exciting story? Did I do the most unique thing over the summer? I will tell you, some of the best essays I've read are about chocolate milk, right? Going fishing after school, things like that. So with the essay, choose something that shows us a little bit about who you are, and that can be anything from the most mundane to the most exciting, but try to have a little fun with it. It'll shine through.
So for me, I would say, we only want to see students with straight A's. That simply is not the case. I'd rather see a student be in a higher level course but getting a B or a C, because I can see that they're challenging themselves, they've kind of progressed through the 4 years. I see that they're continuing their education and they're willing and wanting to learn more. So I'd rather see some of those challenging courses on your transcript with maybe a lower grade than an A, rather than just seeing the general courses offered but having straight A's. Those things really do make a difference for us.
I think it's a difficult question, that there are a lot of myths, and there are a lot of things that are also true, and some things are different per institution, and I think that's why that research piece is so important. Something that I always like to talk about is demonstrated interest and what that really means. So demonstrated interest is a student expressing to an institution how much they like it or how high it is on their list. And that could be done in a lot of different ways. I think some students think if you email me every week, that will change something. And I just really want to stress that it's more of a meaningful interaction of you understanding the institution rather than just repetitive action. So for example, coming today, that's definitely a really good piece of demonstrated interest. Attending high school visits, a lot of us do go to your high schools either in person or virtually. And sometimes those are all equal the same thing. Doesn't mean that one is better than the other. But definitely I would stress visiting virtually if you can, or even in person. That's definitely a really good way of you understanding what the institution has to offer. So that's one of the myths that I like to talk about.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. I'm going to jump off of that a little bit. Definitely demonstrated interest, and like the myth that you're kind of in it alone. You're definitely not. Not only do you have, your personal support system like your parents or close family members helping you through the process, and your high school counselors helping you through the process. Admissions counselors are here. We actually love to help students. That's why we're in this job. So we love when students reach out to us with questions. That's why we show up every day. But not only do you have just admissions counselors on the college side, we're really happy to introduce you to anybody on the campus. My favorite thing to do is introduce student ambassadors, so current students at Champlain College, who it's also their job because they love to connect with students who were in your shoes not too long ago, so that they can share their experiences, their own advice, and just give you a taste of what it's like to be a college student in a major, in a club, in any sort of hobby, and what it's like to do that on this campus.
Now, answer for kind of the myth regarding admission in general, but also the type of institution that will represent, UNH being like the public flagship university, Tier 1 research. A lot of time, I think that students often think of, these bigger public school as overwhelming, and they're like, oh no, like if we're attending one of these schools, we're going to be sitting in a giant lecture hall, and that is a myth. As a matter of fact, we're strongly encourage students to really step on campus and really check out, some of the data, statistic about our university, whether it's UNH or another school that you're looking at, to make sure that you understand that it's just because we're public flagship doesn't mean it's gonna be massive, and you still get a lot of that, one-on-one attention, connection with faculty, mentorship, and things, a lot of the opportunity that Rachel mentioned earlier, a lot of our colleagues here have mentioned. So I think that's a myth that I'd like to debunk. And then last but not least, just, really hoping the student enjoy the process, have fun with it. I know college search can be stressful, but if it's not fun, why do it, right? So.
That was a great way to end it. If it's not fun, yes, make sure you're having fun in this process. So that does bring us to the end of this session. And I'm so happy that this was our first session of the College Launchpad, really focusing on business tonight. We're going to have major specific programming for the rest of the week. So I want to encourage our attendees to check out the other programming that's happening this week, as well as in May. When you close out of this window, you will receive a very quick survey. We appreciate your response there. Like I said, sign up for more sessions, continue to do this college search, and come back and check out the recording, which will be available at strivescan.com/launch. Thank you to our college representatives this evening. We did not hear from American College Dublin, so please check out their website, and we hope to offer them in future sessions. Have a great evening.